I really tried my best, please watch the video until the end.
The massive iron gate slammed shut behind my back. Dust fell from the ceiling as the heavy lock clicked. They really thought this trap would keep me contained. Dozens of elite hunters stepped out from the deep shadows. Their glowing weapons hummed with intense magical energy. I calculated their total combat power in just 3 seconds. The arrogant guild leader pointed his sword at my chest. A bright flash of holy light illuminated the dark room. He obviously expected me to beg for my pathetic life. I shifted my stance and let my true form break free. Heavy scales ripped through the fabric of my dark coat. This human disguise was always too restrictive for me. 9 massive necks extended toward the vaulted ceiling. The sudden pressure cracked the solid granite floor tiles. I looked down at the hunters with 9 different views. System alert. SSS-Rank Hydra transformation is complete. All 9 independent combat classes are fully activated. Mana consumption is currently stabilized at absolute 0. My first head unleashed a deafening roar of pure fury. The sonic wave shattered every glass window in the hall. I felt the satisfying vibration travel down my thick spine. The Crimson Warrior head swung a massive spectral blade. Kinetic force launched 5 heavy tanks across the arena. Their expensive armor crumpled like cheap tin foil plates. My second head gathered a swirling vortex of blue frost. The sudden temperature drop froze the moisture in the air. Ice magic is always perfect for slowing down fast targets. A barrage of sharp ice spears rained down on the archers. The frozen projectiles pinned their cloaks to the ground. They struggled uselessly against the unbreakable cold grip. The third head vanished into the dark shadows above them. A silent assassin strike hit the enemy healer from behind. I disabled their only source of recovery in 1 clean hit. The impact knocked the fragile mage out cold on the floor. Panic finally spread through the ranks of the elite guild. They realized they were fighting an entire raid party now. My fourth head sparked with volatile electrical currents. Bright lightning bolts chained between the fleeing knights. The smell of ozone filled the dusty air of the grand hall. Paralyzed hunters dropped their heavy weapons in pure shock. Their coordinated battle formation was completely destroyed. I never understood why humans rely on such weak strategies. System notification: multiple enemy targets neutralized. Experience points are flowing into all 9 class pools. Skill mastery levels are increasing at an incredible rate. The guild leader desperately charged at my central chest. His glowing holy sword aimed straight for my massive heart. I admired his foolish courage for a brief fraction of time. My fifth head formed an impenetrable shield of solid earth. The holy blade bounced off the rock with a loud metallic clang. The violent recoil shattered the bones in his dominant arm. He stumbled backward while clutching his ruined right hand. His confident expression morphed into absolute sheer terror. This is the exact moment they always realize their mistake. My sixth head opened a mechanical jaw full of glowing gears. A concentrated beam of pure plasma fired across the chamber. The intense heat melted the remaining stone pillars to slag. The shockwave threw the guild leader against the back wall. He slumped down to the floor without making another sound. I did not even need to use my remaining 3 powerful heads. Smoke slowly cleared from the devastated underground arena. Broken armor and melted weapons littered the scorched stone. My massive bodies cast long, dark shadows across the debris. I slowly retracted my long necks back into my central core. The heavy scales dissolved into a cloud of dark black mist. My human form returned without a single scratch on my skin. System alert. Combat engagement has been fully concluded. Loot drops have been automatically stored in the inventory. Your absolute dominance in this territory is now confirmed. Heavy footsteps echoed from the dark corridor ahead of me. The ground trembled with every single step the creature took. They actually brought a siege monster to this pathetic fight. A massive armored troll smashed through the ruined archway. Thick steel plates covered its entire mutated green body. The beast roared and swung a giant iron club at my head. I did not even bother dodging that slow and clumsy attack. My 7th head manifested as a pure phantom of dark energy. The Necromancer class is perfect for dealing with raw power. A wave of decay washed over the swinging heavy iron club. The solid metal rusted and crumbled into fine orange dust. The troll lost its balance and fell heavily onto its knees. Confusion flashed in the small yellow eyes of the giant beast. It could not comprehend how its favorite weapon just vanished. Brute force is completely useless against my absolute magic. My eighth head ignited with a blinding bright golden flame. The paladin-class aura radiated an intense, purifying heat. Holy fire wrapped around the struggling, mutated green troll. The beast thrashed wildly as the flames burned its thick skin. Kinetic energy bursts knocked the monster flat on its back. I watched it lose consciousness under the overwhelming pressure. System alert. Elite Siege Mutant has been defeated easily. Paladin-class proficiency has reached the maximum threshold. You have unlocked a new passive skill for the Holy Domain. More elite reinforcements poured into the ruined Grand Hall. Over 50 heavily armed mercenaries surrounded my position. They raised their glowing magical rifles in perfect unison. I let out a low and terrifying growl from my central chest. The ninth head finally emerged from the dark, swirling shadows. My time magic domain expanded across the entire battlefield. A massive, transparent clock face appeared on the stone floor. The glowing blue hands of the clock suddenly stopped moving. Every single mercenary froze completely in their exact place. Fired magical bullets hung motionless in the freezing cold air. The silence in the Grand Hall became absolutely deafening now. I walked slowly through the frozen crowd of pathetic enemies. My assassin head casually tapped the suspended magic bullets. I redirected their kinetic trajectories back at the shooters. This is the ultimate advantage of controlling the flow of time. I snapped my fingers and resumed the normal temporal flow. 50 magical bullets struck their original owners instantly. The simultaneous kinetic impacts sent them flying backward. Heavy armor shattered under the concentrated magical force. All 50 mercenaries crashed into the walls and fell asleep. They never even realized what hit them in that split second. System log. Temporal manipulation was executed flawlessly. Mass crowd control achieved without taking any direct damage. Your multi-class synergy rating is completely off the charts. I stood perfectly still in the center of the massive carnage. Dust and debris slowly settled around my heavy black boots. The entire elite raid party was completely wiped out by one man. A glowing purple portal ripped open above the ruined courtyard. The Supreme Guildmaster stepped out with a confident swagger. He wore an ancient artifact armor that pulsed with dark energy. This man was considered the strongest player in the entire city. He looked down at the defeated army of his absolute best men. He tightened his grip and slowly drew his massive glowing sword. The dark blade emitted a strange humming sound across the room. I could feel the dense gravity shifting around his physical body. He launched himself forward with the speed of a falling meteor. The stone floor cracked beneath his boots as he closed the gap. My warrior head instantly summoned a massive shield of pure light. His dark sword clashed against my barrier with a deafening boom. The kinetic shockwave destroyed the remaining walls of the hall. He pushed harder against my shield with all of his raw strength. I simply allowed my mage head to cast a point-blank explosion. A sphere of concentrated fire detonated right in his stupid face. The blast threw him backward through the glowing purple portal. I stepped through the dimensional tear right behind his body. We emerged into the luxurious penthouse office of his tall tower. He crashed heavily into his expensive mahogany wooden desk. Glass shattered everywhere as he rolled across the smooth floor. My assassin head pinned him down with heavy shadow daggers. The dark blades pierced his artifact armor without any resistance. He struggled to breathe under the immense pressure of my magic. I grabbed his throat and lifted his heavy body off the ground. His expensive artifact armor started cracking under my tight grip. I tossed him casually through the reinforced glass window pane. He plummeted down toward the busy city streets far below us. My mechanical head fired a tracking net to catch his falling body. I left him suspended upside down for the entire city to witness. System alert. The Supreme Guildmaster has been neutralized. You have successfully conquered the Central City territory. All rival factions are now completely aware of your presence. I stood by the broken window and watched the chaotic city below. Sirens wailed loudly in the distance as panic spread everywhere. Citizens pointed up at the dangling body of their former leader. This visual demonstration of absolute power was highly necessary. Nobody will ever dare to challenge my authority in this sector. My 9 heads slowly retracted back into my normal human form. The immense magical pressure in the penthouse finally dissipated. I brushed a small speck of dust off my perfectly clean dark coat. A hidden safe behind the ruined desk caught my full attention. My mechanical head easily bypassed the complex electronic lock. The heavy steel door swung open to reveal stacks of gold coins. I transferred the entire fortune into my endless spatial storage. Wealth is always a useful tool for expanding my total dominance. System log. Massive amount of currency has been acquired. Your resource pool is now sufficient for the next evolution. Prepare for the global tournament phase in exactly 3 days. I walked out of the destroyed office without looking back once. My boots crunched loudly over the broken glass in the hallway. The elevator doors opened smoothly despite the massive battle. I pressed the button for the ground floor and waited patiently. This entire city belongs to the SSS-Rank Hydra multi-account now. The heavy elevator doors slid open with a soft metallic ding. Dozens of armed guards waited nervously in the grand lobby. Their trembling hands could barely hold their heavy weapons. I stepped out onto the polished marble floor without rushing. The entire front line of guards took a synchronized step back. Fear is always the most efficient method of crowd control. I projected a fraction of my magical aura across the wide room. The invisible pressure forced them all down onto their knees. Expensive ceramic tiles cracked beneath their heavy armor. Nobody even attempted to raise a single weapon against me. I walked straight through the kneeling crowd of broken men. The large glass entrance doors shattered before I touched them. My telekinetic barrier cleared a perfect path to the street. I stepped out into the cold night air of the conquered city. System alert. Total submission of the Central Guild achieved. Territory control has expanded to cover the entire district. Passive resource generation is now active for all 9 classes. Heavy rain started falling from the dark, polluted night sky. The cold water evaporated instantly against my thermal shield. I needed a secure location to process my newly acquired wealth. A sudden shift in the atmospheric pressure caught my attention. 3 cloaked figures landed silently on the wet asphalt road. They wore the distinct silver emblems of the assassin syndicate. These fools actually thought they could catch me off my guard. The streetlights flickered and died in a rapid chain reaction. Absolute darkness swallowed the entire abandoned city block. My assassin head instantly activated its thermal vision skill. The 3 glowing heat signatures moved with incredible speed. They threw a barrage of poisoned throwing knives at my chest. I did not even bother to move my physical body from that spot. My time magic domain slowed the sharp projectiles to a crawl. The deadly metallic blades hung motionless in the freezing rain. I simply walked around the suspended weapons with slow steps. The first assassin tried to flank me from the left blind spot. My warrior head manifested a massive spectral shield of light. The kinetic impact launched the attacker into a brick wall. Solid red bricks crumbled under the immense physical force. The man dropped unconscious into a pile of wet street garbage. His stealth techniques were completely useless against raw power. The second attacker lunged forward with twin glowing daggers. My earth head summoned a thick pillar of solid granite rock. The heavy stone erupted from the asphalt right under his feet. He crashed heavily onto the hard pavement and lost his weapons. I stepped on his right hand and crushed his expensive gadgets. My paladin head radiated a blinding aura of pure holy light. The intense illumination burned away the remaining dark magic. The shadows offered no protection against my divine purification. The third assassin immediately activated a teleportation scroll. He realized the absolute impossibility of winning this fight. My space manipulation head locked the local dimensional grid. The glowing blue portal shattered into tiny magical fragments. The escaping assassin fell flat on his face in the dirty puddle. I grabbed the back of his dark collar and lifted him up high. System notification. Elite Syndicate ambush has been repelled. Space manipulation proficiency increased by a massive margin. Your absolute dominance is suppressing all local enemy forces. The captured assassin struggled weakly against my iron grip. His expensive tactical gear sparked with failing electronics. I applied a slight kinetic pressure to his fragile collarbone. He immediately dropped his backup weapons onto the wet street. Pain is a universal language that every human easily understands. I demanded the exact location of their hidden syndicate base. The man pointed a shaking finger toward the industrial zone. I tossed his heavy body aside like a piece of useless trash. He rolled across the wet asphalt and did not try to stand up. My mechanical head scanned the distant industrial factory area. Multiple high-energy signatures pulsed deep underground there. They were clearly hoarding resources for the upcoming tournament. I decided to confiscate their entire inventory for my own use. My body dissolved into a cloud of dense black teleportation mist. I materialized directly inside their heavily guarded warehouse. Bright security spotlights instantly focused on my dark position. Loud alarm sirens echoed through the massive concrete facility. Over 100 automated defense turrets aimed at my human head. This level of security would instantly vaporize a normal player. My mechanical head released a massive electromagnetic pulse wave. The invisible shockwave fried every single circuit in the room. Heavy automated turrets sparked and slumped down in dead silence. Thick smoke poured from the ruined electronic targeting sensors. Technology is incredibly fragile when exposed to superior logic. Dozens of syndicate guards rushed into the dark storage room. They wore heavy exoskeleton suits powered by unstable mana cores. My water magic head summoned a massive high-pressure tidal wave. The heavy flood crashed through the reinforced steel racks. Thousands of expensive weapon crates washed away in the surge. The rushing water slammed the armed guards into the back wall. They struggled to keep their heads above the rising cold water. My necromancer head unleashed a wave of absolute silent decay. The expensive metal suits rusted and fell apart in mere seconds. Heavy steel plates crumbled into useless piles of orange dust. The guards collapsed under the sudden weight of their dead gear. I walked past their struggling bodies without a second glance. System alert. Advanced tech defenses have been fully destroyed. Necromancy decay effect has reached a new evolutionary stage. High-tier loot crates are now available for rapid extraction. I approached the massive steel vault at the end of the facility. My fire magic head generated a beam of concentrated white plasma. The incredibly thick metal doors melted like cheap plastic toys. Liquid steel pooled on the concrete floor and hissed violently. I stepped through the glowing breach into the secure storage. Rows of glowing magical crystals lined the heavy metal walls. These rare energy cores were exactly what my system required now. I activated my spatial inventory and absorbed the entire room. Hundreds of expensive crystals vanished into my infinite storage. The sudden influx of pure mana triggered a deep internal shift. My 9 independent mana pools began to merge into a single core. The temperature in the empty vault dropped to absolute zero fast. System notification. Core evolution sequence has been initiated. All 9 combat classes are synchronizing their energy outputs. Please remain completely stationary during the upgrade process. My time magic head synchronized the temporal flow of all skills. Every single class ability reached the maximum mastery instantly. The system interface struggled to process the massive data flow. Warning messages flashed rapidly across my entire visual field. I simply ignored the useless alerts and pushed the core further. I felt a tremendous kinetic pressure building inside my chest. My physical bones cracked and instantly repaired themselves twice. The human disguise could barely contain this vast raw power. My 9 heads briefly manifested as pure holographic projections. Each unique elemental aura blended into a perfect chaotic storm. The concrete floor beneath my boots shattered into fine dust. A pillar of blinding white light erupted from my physical body. The intense energy beam pierced straight through the factory roof. Dark clouds above the city parted instantly from the sheer force. I stabilized my breathing and absorbed the remaining ambient mana. The overwhelming pressure faded into a calm, absolute silence. System alert. SSS-Rank Hydra evolution is completely successful. You have unlocked the ability to fuse multiple class skills. Global tournament registration is now officially open for you. I flexed my right hand and felt the newly acquired raw strength. A simple physical punch could easily level a tall building now. It was time to introduce myself to the global ranking elite. I walked out of the ruined facility without looking back once. The morning sun slowly rose over the distant dark city skyline. I activated my flight skill and launched directly into the sky. The sonic boom shattered the remaining glass windows in the area. I crossed the entire continent in less than 10 short minutes. The global tournament arena rested on a massive floating island. thousands of elite players gathered in the central marble plaza. They flaunted their expensive legendary gear and rare magic pets. I casually walked past the heavily armed elite security details. Their advanced scanning equipment exploded when I moved too close. The sheer density of my mana overloaded their fragile sensors. Sparks flew from the broken machines as I approached the plaza. I landed heavily in the center of the crowded registration zone. The kinetic impact cracked the indestructible magical stone floor. A massive shockwave knocked dozens of arrogant players backward. Total silence fell over the previously noisy and chaotic plaza. Every single eye stared at my perfectly clean dark leather coat. A massive armored knight stepped forward from the quiet crowd. He carried a giant glowing warhammer that radiated intense heat. His guild emblem marked him as the rank 2 global elite player. He pointed his heavy weapon directly at my calm human face. He demanded to know who dared to interrupt the grand gathering. I did not even bother to answer his absolutely stupid question. My aura flared and I released a fraction of my true Hydra form. 9 massive spectral heads loomed high above the entire island. The sky instantly darkened as my magical domains overlapped now. The rank 2 player dropped his heavy warhammer in pure terror. His confident posture collapsed under my heavy magical pressure. System alert. Massive crowd intimidation has been successful. All surrounding players have been inflicted with absolute fear. Your entry into the global tournament is now officially secured. I walked slowly toward the main registration desk without rush. The terrified official stamped my entry papers with shaking hands. He did not even ask for my required identification documents. Rules only exist to control those who lack true absolute power. I took my golden entry badge and pinned it to my dark long coat. The tournament brackets appeared on the giant floating screen. My name was instantly placed at the very top of the combat list. They scheduled me to fight the current champion in round 1. The organizers clearly wanted to eliminate me immediately now. I found their pathetic political strategies completely hilarious. The grand arena gates opened with a loud mechanical grinding. Millions of spectators cheered wildly from the massive stands. I stepped out onto the pristine white sand of the combat arena. My opponent was already waiting in the exact center of the ring. He was a legendary beast tamer with 3 massive fire dragons. The giant red reptiles roared and spewed hot flames into the sky. The champion ordered his massive pets to burn me to crisp ash. 3 columns of concentrated fire engulfed my physical body. The intense heat turned the arena sand into smooth, solid glass. The crowd erupted into wild cheers, thinking the match was over. System log. Extreme thermal damage detected and fully absorbed. Fire elemental mastery completely nullifies all incoming heat. Dragon species intimidation protocol is now ready to activate. The thick black smoke slowly cleared from my unharmed human form. The arrogant smile instantly vanished from the champion face. His 3 massive dragons stopped roaring and stepped backward. Animals always possess a better survival instinct than humans. I allowed my true Hydra form to physically manifest in the arena. 9 colossal heads erupted from my back and blocked the sun. My central dragon head was easily 10 times larger than his pets. I looked down at the pathetic reptiles with absolute disgust. My mechanical head locked onto the exact biological weak points. I calculated the optimal trajectory to neutralize the beasts. My earth head manipulated the gravity around the massive reptiles. The sudden weight increase forced the dragons to bow down low. My ice head exhaled a massive blizzard of absolute zero cold. The 3 fire dragons were instantly frozen solid in place. They looked like cheap ice sculptures decorating a rich garden. The champion fell to his knees and stared at his frozen pets. My warrior head swung a massive blade of pure kinetic energy. The invisible strike hit the champion flat in his armored chest. His legendary breastplate shattered into a million shiny pieces. The sheer force launched his body completely out of the arena. He crashed heavily into the magical barrier of the high stands. The impact knocked him unconscious before he even hit the ground. The massive stadium of millions fell into a dead, silent shock. I retracted my 9 heads and casually dusted off my dark coat. System alert. The current global champion has been defeated. You have officially taken the absolute #1 ranking spot. All remaining tournament participants have forfeited the match. I walked calmly toward the central floating crystal pedestal. Nobody in the entire arena dared to make a single loud noise now. I grabbed the glowing golden artifact and crushed it in my hand. The pure energy from the trophy flowed directly into my core. Titles and trophies mean absolutely nothing to a true predator. I only care about consuming all the available resources here. The ground beneath the floating island began to violently shake. Massive chunks of white marble fell into the endless ocean below. The remaining players scrambled desperately to reach the exits. Cowards always run away when the true absolute danger appears. The sky above the arena suddenly cracked open with loud thunder. A massive dimensional rift poured dark energy into the clear sky. The real invasion forces were finally arriving to challenge me. I prepared my 9 massive heads for a real heavy combat fight. A massive armored foot stepped out of the glowing purple tear. The invader carried a weapon forged from pure dark matter. His power level was easily triple that of the defeated champion. I cracked my knuckles and felt the 9 cores spinning rapidly. My assassin head completely erased my presence from reality. I appeared directly above the giant invader in a microsecond. This new universal war is going to be incredibly entertaining. My warrior head swung a heavy blade of pure condensed light. The heavy strike collided with his dark matter weapon instantly. A massive shockwave shattered the floating island into pieces. The giant invader struggled against the immense kinetic force. His heavy armored boots dug deep trenches into the solid stone. Raw physical strength is completely useless against my gravity. My earth head instantly increased his local mass by 10 times. The sudden heavy pressure forced the giant down onto his knees. His expensive dark armor cracked under the immense sheer weight. System alert. Heavy gravity field successfully established. Enemy mobility has been reduced to an absolute minimum level. Initiating multi-class elemental fusion for maximum damage. My firehead unleashed a concentrated beam of white-hot plasma. The ice head simultaneously fired a massive blast of zero frost. Combining extreme temperatures creates a devastating explosion. The thermal shock shattered the dark matter weapon into dust. Kinetic energy launched the giant invader across the ruined sky. He crashed heavily through the glowing purple dimensional rift. I did not wait for the enemy forces to regroup their formation. My space manipulation head locked onto his exact cosmic traces. I stepped directly through the unstable magical portal opening. The atmosphere on the other side was thick with toxic sulfur. My paladin aura automatically purified the dangerous heavy air. I found myself standing on the deck of a massive cosmic vessel. Thousands of elite alien soldiers surrounded my landing spot. They aimed their heavy plasma rifles at my perfectly calm face. These pathetic creatures actually thought they had an advantage. System notification. Hostile alien territory has been entered. Multiple high-level cosmic threats detected in this exact zone, unlocking maximum output for all 9 independent combat cores. I allowed my true Hydra form to fully manifest on the deck. 9 colossal heads broke through the heavy steel ceiling above. The sheer physical pressure crushed the front line of soldiers. My mechanical head hacked into their central computer systems. Every single automated defense turret instantly switched targets. The alien ship began firing upon its own elite military forces. Heavy plasma bolts struck the heavily armored alien commanders. They fell to the metallic floor in a state of absolute confusion. Technology is always the biggest weakness of advanced societies. My waterhead summoned a massive sphere of high-pressure liquid. The heavy sphere expanded and swallowed hundreds of alien troops. Their advanced combat suits shorted out in the dense cold water. The necromancer head unleashed a silent wave of absolute decay. Expensive alien metals rusted and turned into useless gray dust. The trapped soldiers lost consciousness inside the floating orb. System alert. Massive crowd control sequence was executed flawlessly. Alien technology has been completely disabled in this sector. Experience points are overloading the primary system interface. The giant invader commander finally returned to the main deck. He carried a massive glowing crystal of pure unstable energy. His broken armor sparked with dangerous electrical discharges. He intended to detonate the entire mothership to destroy me. I admired his complete lack of self-preservation for a second. My time magic head completely froze the local temporal current. The glowing destruction crystal stopped its rapid pulsations. The angry commander hung motionless in the cold artificial air. I walked slowly across the ruined metal deck toward his position. My assassin head plucked the heavy crystal from his stiff hands. I stored the massive explosive device in my spatial inventory. This rare cosmic energy core will be very useful for my upgrades. I snapped my fingers and resumed the normal flow of local time. The commander stumbled forward without his heavy cosmic weapon. His yellow eyes widened in pure terror as he realized the truth. My warrior head delivered a devastating punch to his heavy chest. The sheer kinetic force shattered his reinforced alien ribcage. He flew backward and crashed into the main navigational console. System log. Enemy Supreme Commander has been fully neutralized. Cosmic Energy Core successfully added to your resource storage. You are now the absolute master of this massive alien warship. I stood in the center of the completely destroyed command bridge. Thousands of unconscious alien soldiers littered the metal floor. Sparks showered from the broken ceiling of the massive dark room. My 9 heads slowly retracted back into my central human core. I adjusted the collar of my dark coat with a very calm motion. This entire cosmic fleet now belongs to my personal collection. The main viewing screen displayed a massive fleet of alien ships. Millions of hostile vessels surrounded my newly acquired cruiser. They charged their heavy plasma cannons in perfect unison now. A normal player would absolutely panic in this exact situation. I only calculated the total amount of available experience here. My mana reserves were completely full after that short battle. System alert. Massive enemy fleet detected in the local sector. Incoming plasma bombardment will commence in 10 short seconds. Immediate tactical retreat is highly advised for your survival. I completely ignored the pathetic warning from the weak system. My space head expanded a massive protective dimensional barrier. The transparent shield enveloped the entire stolen alien warship. Millions of heavy plasma bolts struck my barrier simultaneously. The kinetic impacts created a blinding flash of pure white light. My shield absorbed the intense thermal energy without any fail. I redirected the absorbed cosmic power into my main magic core. The 9 independent class pools overflowed with raw alien energy. It was time to test my ultimate multi-class fusion strike attack. My Earthhead summoned millions of massive dense granite meteors. The Firehead ignited every single rock with bright holy flames. My Icehead accelerated them to absolute maximum cosmic speed. The burning projectiles rained down upon the massive alien fleet. Heavy cosmic shields shattered like glass under the sheer force. Explosions ripped through the dark vacuum of the endless space. System notification. Devastating area of effect strike was successfully confirmed. 50,000 enemy vessels have been completely destroyed now. Your threat level has been upgraded to a universal disaster. The surviving alien ships instantly broke their tight formation. They tried to activate their emergency warp drives to escape me. I never allow my valuable prey to leave the active hunting zone. My time head reversed the temporal flow of their heavy engines. The heavy ships were violently pulled back into the combat zone. Their navigation systems crashed under the heavy temporal stress. My necromancer head released a massive cloud of dark space decay. The silent wave washed over the remaining fleet of alien vessels. Thick hull plates rusted and dissolved into absolute nothingness. Millions of elite alien soldiers were exposed to the cold vacuum. They instantly lost consciousness from the absolute lack of air. I watched their frozen bodies float through the dark, empty void. System alert. The entire alien armada has been successfully eradicated now. Universal domination progress has reached a critical milestone, preparing to assimilate the remaining cosmic energy signatures. I sat down in the main captain chair of the stolen cosmic vessel. The heavy seat was surprisingly comfortable for an alien design. I rested my heavy boots on the ruined main navigational console. A single glowing communication screen flickered to life nearby. The Galactic Emperor appeared on the cracked digital monitor now. His pale alien face twisted into a mask of pure absolute rage. He demanded to know how a single human destroyed his grand fleet. He threatened to vaporize my home planet with his super weapon. I simply leaned back and allowed my 9 heads to manifest again. The sheer magical pressure cracked the communication screen glass. My central dragon head stared directly into his terrified eyes. I promised to visit his grand palace in exactly 20 hours. System notification. Direct declaration of universal war has been fully confirmed. Tracking the origin signal of the hostile Emperor transmission. Hyperjump coordinates have been locked into the main computer. I shattered the communication monitor with a single casual punch. The heavy alien warship hummed as the massive engines ignited. I felt the intense kinetic push as the vessel jumped into space. Stars blurred into long streaks of bright white light around me. My 9 independent cores processed the newly acquired pure mana. The Hydra evolution pushed my human body to its absolute limit. I needed to find a stronger vessel to contain this massive power. The body of a galactic emperor seemed like a very suitable host. I closed my eyes and focused on refining my multi-class skills. System alert. Approaching the central capital of the Grand Alien Empire now. Planetary defense grid is currently active and very dangerous. Prepare for immediate heavy combat upon exiting the hyperspace. The massive warship dropped out of faster-than-light travel mode. A colossal metallic planet filled the entire front glass window. Thousands of orbital stations aimed their heavy weapons at me. I did not wait for their automated targeting systems to lock on. My assassin head teleported my physical body outside the ship. I floated silently in the cold vacuum of the high atmosphere. The orbital stations fired millions of heavy hot plasma bolts. They completely vaporized my stolen warship in one single second. The massive explosion sent a shockwave through the silent space. I watched the bright cosmic fireworks with absolute indifference. My true target was the heavily fortified royal palace far below. I allowed the natural gravity of the planet to pull my body down. System log. Atmospheric entry sequence has been initiated now. Friction heat is being fully absorbed by the fire magic core. Impact with the solid surface is estimated in 20 seconds. My physical body accelerated toward the sprawling metallic city. The intense atmospheric friction turned me into a blazing meteor. I aimed my descent directly at the central royal palace dome. Heavy anti-air cannons fired bursts of kinetic energy at me. My time magic head simply deflected the incoming shots away. The explosive shells detonated harmlessly miles behind my body. I smashed through the reinforced energy shield of the grand city. The absolute kinetic impact shattered the massive palace dome. Thick clouds of metallic dust and debris filled the throne room. System alert. Direct impact with the primary target confirmed. Massive structural damage inflicted upon the central palace. The Supreme Galactic Emperor is currently present in this room. I slowly stood up from the massive smoking crater in the floor. My dark coat was completely untouched by the heavy explosion. The Galactic Emperor sat frozen on his massive floating throne. Hundreds of elite royal guards rushed into the ruined chamber. They raised their glowing energy spears and surrounded my body. I let out a deep, heavy breath and cracked my stiff human neck. My true Hydra form erupted from my back without any warning. 9 massive elemental heads roared with absolute deafening fury. The sheer sonic wave turned the elite royal guards into dust. The golden throne crashed heavily onto the ruined metallic floor. The Supreme Emperor crawled backward away from my massive heads. His expensive royal robes were covered in thick gray heavy dust. My Earth head manipulated the gravity around his fragile body. The heavy pressure pinned him flat against the solid metal floor. He struggled uselessly like an insect trapped under a heavy rock. System alert. The Supreme Galactic Emperor has been successfully subdued now. Planetary control protocols are transferring to your main core. Universal domination objective is nearing absolute completion. I walked slowly toward the pinned ruler of this massive empire. My heavy boots echoed loudly across the completely ruined room. He begged for mercy and offered me half of his entire universe. My assassin head summoned a blade of pure concentrated shadows. I pierced his main energy core without a single moment of delay. The massive alien empire fell to my absolute power in one day. His physical body dissolved into a pool of pure glowing mana. I absorbed the dense energy directly into my central magic core. The sudden influx of power triggered another massive evolution. System notification. Ultimate cosmic evolution has been successfully initiated now. All 9 combat classes are merging into a singular entity now. You have officially conquered the entire known alien universe. The metal walls of the Grand Palace began to melt from my heat. My massive heads expanded to cover the entire solid metal world. I consumed the planetary core to fuel my endless magic reserves. The entire cosmic capital crumbled into absolute nothingness now. I floated alone in the dark, silent void. I floated alone in the dark, silent void of the ruined sector. The massive metallic planet had completely vanished from sight. Total destruction always brings a deep sense of absolute peace. My central magic core pulsed with pure concentrated cosmic mana. The newly absorbed galactic energy expanded my internal domains. True power requires a constant consumption of massive resources. System alert. Maximum capacity of the current vessel exceeded. Dimensional boundaries are collapsing under your sheer weight. Initiating emergency transfer to the higher celestial bracket. A blinding white rift tore open the fabric of the empty space. The immense gravitational pull dragged my physical body forward. I allowed the spatial current to carry me into the new reality. The chaotic dimensional tunnel twisted my 9 elemental auras. Heavy kinetic pressure crushed against my dense protective shield. Surviving this harsh transition requires absolute magical focus. I emerged into a sky filled with massive floating golden islands. The atmospheric density here was 10 times heavier than before. Only supreme beings could naturally exist in this harsh domain. My heavy boots slammed onto the pristine white marble courtyard. The kinetic impact shattered the indestructible divine pavement. A massive shockwave knocked down rows of beautiful stone pillars. Hundreds of angelic guards rushed toward my exact landing spot. They wore glowing platinum armor forged from pure stellar light. These celestial soldiers looked incredibly fragile to my eyes. System log. Celestial realm perimeter has been fully breached. Divine guardian entities are currently engaging your position. Holy magic resistance automatically upgraded to the maximum tier. The lead commander pointed a heavy golden spear at my dark chest. He demanded my immediate surrender in a loud, commanding voice. Arrogance is a universal trait among those who rule from above. My paladin head instantly projected a blinding aura of dominance. The intense holy light completely overpowered their divine glow. The front line of guards dropped their heavy golden weapons. They fell to their knees under the immense spiritual pressure. My authority over the sacred elements was absolutely absolute. The celestial commander struggled to keep his physical balance. My earth head manipulated the localized gravity around his body. He crashed face first into the completely ruined marble floor. I stepped heavily onto the back of his shiny platinum armor. The expensive divine metal cracked loudly under my dark boots. Physical submission is the fastest way to establish hierarchy. System alert. High-ranking celestial officer has been subdued. Divine energy is currently being extracted from his main core. Your paladin class has reached the ultimate transcendent tier. I absorbed the pure golden energy directly into my central core. The defeated commander lost consciousness and faded into light. His remaining soldiers scattered in absolute blind sheer panic. I walked slowly past the broken pillars toward the grand palace. Massive silver gates stood firmly at the end of the long bridge. They were reinforced with ancient magical barrier runes. My mechanical head scanned the complex structural weak points. I did not even bother to decipher their outdated security codes. My firehead blasted the massive gates with concentrated plasma. The ancient silver metal melted instantly into a liquid puddle. I stepped through the glowing breach without any hesitation. The grand throne room was filled with elite celestial champions. They rode massive armored winged beasts that breathed blue fire. A coordinated aerial assault is usually fatal for normal players. System notification: multiple legendary divine beasts detected. Incoming area of effect thermal damage is critically high now. Activating absolute zero defensive protocol for your survival. Hundreds of blue fireballs rained down upon my physical position. My ice head exhaled a massive blizzard of absolute freezing cold. The incoming thermal attacks froze completely solid in the air. Frozen spheres of blue fire crashed harmlessly onto the floor. The elite champions stared at my defense in absolute pure shock. My space manipulation head locked the entire local aerial grid. The massive winged beasts suddenly lost their ability to fly. They plummeted heavily toward the polished marble ground below. Heavy kinetic impacts echoed loudly throughout the grand chamber. The celestial riders were crushed under their own heavy mounts. My necromancer head unleashed a silent wave of absolute decay. The expensive divine armor rusted and fell apart in mere seconds. Beautiful silver feathers withered into useless piles of ash. System alert. Entire elite aerial squadron has been neutralized. Necromancy domain has successfully corrupted the divine grounds. Massive experience points are flooding your primary magic core. The supreme deity of this celestial realm finally showed himself. He descended from the high ceiling on a throne of pure light. His power level was easily 10 times greater than the Emperor. He wielded a massive glowing sword forged from a dying star. I cracked my knuckles and felt my 9 independent cores spin. This divine battle was going to be an incredibly fun challenge. The supreme deity swung his massive sword with incredible speed. A devastating wave of pure solar energy rushed toward my body. My warrior head manifested a heavy shield of pure kinetic force. The solar wave crashed against my barrier and shattered the room. Massive stone pillars crumbled into dust from the sheer impact. I did not take a single step backward during the heavy clash. System log. Extreme solar radiation detected and fully absorbed. Warrior-class defensive limits have reached the maximum output. Preparing multi-class counterattack for immediate execution now. My assassin head completely erased my presence from reality now. I materialized directly behind the supreme deity in a microsecond. He desperately tried to turn around with his heavy glowing weapon. My time magic head completely froze the local temporal current. The glowing star sword stopped moving in the cold, dead silence. I grabbed the back of his divine neck with my bare human hand. My earth head increased the localized gravity by 1,000 times. The supreme deity crashed violently through his floating throne. He smashed into the ruined marble floor with pure, brutal force. His indestructible body cracked under the immense sheer weight. Supreme celestial entity has been successfully pinned down now. Temporal lock is holding the enemy completely motionless here, initiating the final extraction of available divine resources. I allowed my true Hydra form to fully manifest in the grand room. 9 colossal elemental heads broke through the golden ceiling. The sky above the palace darkened as my magic domains overlapped. My central dragon head stared at the broken god with pure disgust. My water head summoned a massive sphere of high-pressure liquid. The heavy water engulfed the fallen deity and crushed his armor. He struggled uselessly against the absolute overwhelming force. My mechanical head hacked directly into his internal energy core. I forcefully disabled his natural ability to heal physical damage. True immortality is just a simple equation waiting to be solved. Divine regeneration protocol has been completely disabled now. Enemy energy reserves are dropping at an incredibly rapid pace. Absolute victory is mathematically guaranteed in 10 seconds. My firehead generated a concentrated beam of white-hot plasma. The intense heat instantly boiled away the massive water sphere. A massive explosion of superheated steam destroyed the wide room. The supreme deity was violently launched through the thick walls. He crashed into the central courtyard and left a massive crater. I walked slowly through the glowing breach in the ruined wall. The defeated god lay completely motionless in the thick gray dust. His powerful star sword was shattered into 1,000,000 tiny pieces. I placed my heavy dark boot directly onto his broken chest plate. The supreme celestial ruler has been completely defeated today. You have successfully conquered the highest known divine realm, initiating the final assimilation of all universal magic rules. I absorbed his remaining divine energy directly into my own body. The 9 independent class pools finally merged into one core. I felt an overwhelming surge of pure, limitless, raw cosmic power. The entire floating celestial island began to crumble under me. Massive chunks of divine marble fell into the endless dark abyss. My true Hydra form expanded until it eclipsed the entire realm. I opened all 9 massive mouths and consumed the dying holy sun. Absolute darkness instantly swallowed the ruined kingdom of gods. Universal assimilation process is completely successful today. You are now the absolute singular supreme entity in this world. No further hostile threats exist within the known cosmic sector. I retracted my massive elemental heads back into my human vessel. I floated silently in the absolute empty void of the dead realm. The silence was incredibly peaceful without any annoying enemies. I opened my system interface to check my final absolute numbers. Every single class level displayed the infinite symbol right now. I closed the glowing blue window with a simple, casual thought. There was absolutely nothing left to conquer in this empty space. My space manipulation head detected a faint signal from far away. A brand new dimension full of fresh resources was waiting for me. I prepared my 9 cores for another massive dimensional jump now. Interdimensional travel coordinates have been completely locked. The target reality possesses completely unknown supreme magic, initiating the final hyperjump sequence in 3 short seconds. I shattered the fabric of the dead universe with a single punch. The absolute kinetic force tore a massive glowing rift in space. I stepped confidently into the chaotic swirling tunnel of energy. A new grand hunt was finally beginning for the ultimate predator. The chaotic energy tunnel ripped at my heavy dark leather long coat. My spatial barrier easily deflected the dangerous cosmic turbulence. I could feel the presence of millions of strong entities ahead. They were completely unaware of the absolute disaster coming soon. My mechanical head began to process the new atmospheric elements. The mana density in this new realm was incredibly high and pure. This was the perfect feeding ground for my 9 independent cores. Arrival at the new dimensional coordinates is happening soon. Prepare for immediate high-impact landing on the solid surface. All combat classes are fully charged and ready for heavy action. I crashed heavily into the center of a massive, bustling alien city. The absolute kinetic force leveled dozens of tall metal buildings. A massive cloud of thick gray dust swallowed the entire city block. Thousands of heavily armed local guards rushed toward my crater. I slowly stood up and brushed the heavy debris off my dark coat. The endless cycle of absolute universal domination begins again. I stepped forward through the thick cloud of heavy gray dust. Thousands of glowing targeting lasers locked onto my dark chest. These primitive life forms always choose the most violent option. System alert. Multiple hostile targets detected in this sector. Local military forces are preparing a heavy plasma bombardment, initiating immediate multi-class defense protocols for survival. My Earth head instantly manipulated the localized gravity field. The incoming plasma bolts crashed heavily into the solid ground. Kinetic energy is easily redirected by simple planetary physics. The heavily armed guards stared at the smoking craters in shock. My assassin head summoned dozens of pure dark shadow projectiles. I launched the deadly magical blades into their dense front line. Heavy alien armor offered absolutely zero protection against magic. The elite soldiers collapsed onto the ruined street in silence. Their physical bodies dissolved into pools of dense purple liquid. System log. Initial wave of local defenders has been eliminated. Experience points are rapidly filling your secondary magic core. Heavy mechanized units are currently approaching your location. The ground shook violently under the weight of heavy steel tanks. Giant robotic walkers aimed their shoulder cannons at my calm face. Technology remains the greatest weakness of every advanced society. My mechanical head released a silent wave of digital corruption. The advanced targeting systems of the walkers instantly failed now. I took absolute control over their central military network now. The heavy robotic walkers turned their weapons upon the dark tanks. Massive explosions shattered the surrounding tall metal buildings. I watched the beautiful destruction with absolute cold indifference. System notification. Enemy armored division has been neutralized. Digital assimilation of the local military network is completed. Planetary defense grid is now under your absolute strict control. A massive glowing portal opened above the ruined city block now. The supreme planetary champion descended from the dark, stormy sky. He wielded a heavy glowing hammer forged from pure dying stars. The sheer physical pressure of his aura cracked the hard pavement. My warrior head instantly calculated his maximum kinetic output now. This local hero actually believed he could stop my grand conquest. He swung the massive stellar hammer directly at my calm face now. My time magic head completely froze the local temporal current here. The deadly glowing weapon stopped inches away from my physical body. I stepped casually to the side and observed his frozen expression. My necromancer head unleashed a concentrated beam of absolute decay. I directed the dark magical energy straight into his exposed chest. System alert. Supreme Planetary Champion has been completely paralyzed today. Absolute Decay Protocol is destroying his cellular structure now. Target life force is dropping at an incredibly rapid, steady rate. I snapped my fingers and resumed the normal flow of the local time. The champion stumbled forward as his heavy hammer hit the ground. His indestructible cosmic armor rusted and fell apart in seconds. He looked down at his rapidly decaying physical body in pure shock. My ice head generated a massive spear of absolute zero temperature. I drove the frozen magical spear directly through his failing heart. The extreme cold instantly shattered his remaining bodily systems. His frozen corpse exploded into millions of tiny sharp ice shards. Another pathetic obstacle has been completely removed from my path. System log. The local planetary champion has been successfully eliminated now. Massive cosmic energy signature detected deep beneath the surface. This entire world is powered by an ancient trapped celestial core. I must consume that massive energy source to fuel my new evolution. My Earth head manipulated the solid ground beneath my heavy boots. The metallic streets split open and created a massive dark tunnel. I allowed the natural planetary gravity to pull my body down fast. The sheer kinetic friction heated the surrounding rocks into magma. My fire magic head easily absorbed the intense underground heat now. I crashed heavily onto the floor of a massive underground facility. The absolute kinetic impact shattered the ancient reinforced tiles. Thousands of ancient mechanical guardians activated in the shadows. System alert. Ancient underground defense protocol is completely active today. These mechanical units are immune to standard magic attacks today. Initiating maximum output for the primary physical combat classes. Massive robotic guardians charged forward with glowing heavy blades. My warrior head summoned a heavy broadsword forged from pure light. I swung the massive weapon with absolutely devastating sheer force. The heavy strike sliced cleanly through their thick titanium armor. Sparks showered the floor as heavy machines fell apart instantly. Physical destruction is always the most reliable combat method here. More robotic units poured out from the massive dark tunnels ahead. My space head instantly compressed the entire local spatial field. The heavy metallic bodies of the Guardians were crushed into cubes. I kicked the compressed scrap metal blocks out of my direct path. The massive central room finally revealed its ancient energy core. A colossal sphere of pure trapped stellar energy floated silently. System notification. The primary planetary energy core has been successfully located. This massive core contains enough raw power to shatter the world. Initiating absolute assimilation protocol for rapid power intake. I walked slowly toward the blinding light of the heavy, bright core. The sheer thermal radiation began to melt my heavy, dark combat boots. My paladin head projected a massive shield of pure, holy energy now. The intense divine barrier easily deflected the deadly cosmic heat. I reached out and placed my bare hands directly onto the hot sun. My central dragon core activated its absolute devouring properties. The massive trapped star began to shrink rapidly under my dark grip. Pure, concentrated cosmic mana flooded directly into my heavy veins. The entire underground facility shook violently from the energy loss. System log. Massive celestial core has been successfully consumed now. All 9 independent combat classes have reached the next plateau. Planetary structural integrity is currently failing at a rapid pace. The thick stone ceiling above me began to crack and fall apart now. Without its central energy core, this entire world was dying fast. I did not care about the billions of lives on the surface above me. My space manipulation head locked onto a new interdimensional trace. I tore open a massive dark rift in the collapsing underground room. The heavy planetary crust shattered completely into a billion pieces. I stepped calmly through the glowing portal into the silent void. Another broken world was left behind in my endless wake of ruin. My 9 heads synchronized perfectly to scan the new empty sector. The next target will provide even more resources for my grand army. I materialized directly above a massive metallic Dyson sphere. The sheer gravitational pull dragged my heavy body downward. Falling from the cosmic void is always an entertaining ride. My heavy boots slammed violently against the solid solar panels. The extreme kinetic impact shattered the outer energy shields. Weak barriers cannot stop a supreme interdimensional being. System alert. Unregistered cosmic anomaly detected on the hull. Automated defense grids are charging heavy dark matter cannons. Initiating multi-layered shields for absolute survival now. Thousands of heavy dark matter beams fired at my exact location. My space manipulation head instantly warped the local trajectory. The deadly black beams curved harmlessly around my physical form. They crashed heavily into the distant metallic solar structures. Massive explosions of dark energy erased miles of the thick hull. Using their own weapons against them is mathematically efficient. My mechanical head interfaced directly with the broken main grid. I downloaded the entire structural blueprint in a single second. Knowledge is simply another weapon waiting to be fully utilized. System log. Central mainframe architecture has been compromised, locating the primary dark matter reactor deep within the core. Experience points are steadily flowing into your secondary pool. I aimed my right hand directly at the massive metallic surface. My firehead unleashed a concentrated beam of white-hot plasma. The thick cosmic metal melted into a glowing liquid pool now. I dropped heavily through the glowing thermal breach right now. The internal atmosphere was pressurized with dense, heavy air. Breathing in this sterile environment felt incredibly refreshing. Millions of heavily armored synthetic soldiers waited below me. They raised their glowing energy rifles in perfect harmony now. A unified military force is just a larger target for my magic. System notification. Massive synthetic army is engaging you now. Incoming kinetic and thermal damage output is critically high. Activating the Supreme Area of Effect Destruction protocols now. My ice head exhaled a massive blizzard of absolute zero cold. The extreme cold instantly froze their synthetic fluid lines. Thousands of elite mechanical soldiers stopped completely moving. My earth head increased the localized gravity by 100 times. The frozen metallic bodies shattered into millions of pieces. Gravity and cold provide an absolutely devastating combination. I landed smoothly onto the polished metallic floor of the base. A massive pile of broken robotic parts crunched under my boots. Physical destruction remains the most reliable form of diplomacy. System alert. The entire Vanguard division has been neutralized, absorbing residual dark matter energy from the broken machines. Your Cryomancer class has reached a brand new transcendent tier. The heavy metallic floor cracked wide open beneath my dark boots. A colossal mechanical dragon burst upward from the lower levels. Its massive steel jaws snapped shut around my physical human body. System alert. Legendary cybernetic stellar beast has engaged you. Target possesses absolute immunity to standard thermal attacks, initiating heavy physical countermeasures for your survival. The mechanical dragon carried me higher into the artificial sky. Its heavy metallic teeth tried to crush my dense glowing shield. Being eaten alive is a very tedious and annoying experience now. My warrior head summoned a heavy sword forged from pure force. I swung the massive weapon directly into the roof of its mouth. The pure kinetic energy shattered its thick titanium skull now. The massive cybernetic beast instantly lost all its flight power. We plummeted heavily toward the polished metallic floor far below. I kicked my way out of the ruined metallic jaws with pure ease. System log. Legendary cybernetic stellar beast is completely destroyed now. Massive amounts of mechanical experience points have been gained. The beast tamer is currently approaching your exact location now. A tall figure wrapped in glowing plasma chains floated downward. He controlled dozens of smaller cybernetic dragons with his mind. Numbers mean absolutely nothing when facing a supreme entity now. The beast tamer pointed his heavy glowing staff at my calm face. Dozens of cybernetic dragons fired concentrated plasma beams now. My space magic head instantly created a massive spatial loop now. The incoming plasma beams entered the glowing spatial portal now. They exited directly behind the floating beast tamer instantly. He was violently bombarded by his own massive heavy attacks now. System notification. Enemy beast tamer has suffered massive critical physical damage. His mental control over the cybernetic dragons is fully broken. Initiating immediate execution protocol to finish this battle. My necromancer head unleashed a massive wave of pure dark decay. The heavy cybernetic dragons rusted and fell apart in a second. Their expensive metallic bodies crumbled into useless heavy scrap. The wounded beast tamer crashed onto the solid heavy metal floor. I stepped heavily onto his broken chest plate with my dark boots. His desperate pleas for mercy were completely ignored by my mind. My ice head generated a massive spear of absolute zero coldness. I drove the frozen magical spear directly through his weak heart. The extreme cold instantly shattered his remaining bodily systems. System alert. Elite Stellar Beast Tamer has been completely eliminated today. Absorbing residual plasma energy from the broken heavy weapons. Your Necromancer class has reached the absolute maximum tier. A massive portal of pure bright starlight opened in front of me. Dozens of elite cosmic paladins stepped out with heavy swords. They radiated an intense aura of absolute blinding holy justice. The lead paladin charged forward with incredible blinding speed. He swung his heavy glowing sword directly at my unprotected neck. My time magic head completely froze the local temporal current. The glowing blade stopped moving just 1 inch away from my skin. I casually stepped aside and observed his frozen expression now. My assassin head summoned a heavy dagger forged from pure shadow. I drove the dark magical blade directly into his exposed chest. The pure shadow energy instantly consumed his bright holy aura. I snapped my fingers and resumed the normal flow of local time. The lead paladin collapsed heavily onto the polished metal floor. His indestructible cosmic armor crumbled into fine gray dust now. The remaining holy warriors stared at my physical body in shock. System log. Elite Cosmic Paladin Commander has been eliminated. Holy energy signature is currently being extracted and absorbed. Temporal manipulation limits have been successfully expanded now. The remaining paladins raised their heavy swords in pure panic. They fired dozens of concentrated holy light beams at my chest. My paladin head projected a massive shield of absolute dominance. The incoming holy attacks crashed harmlessly against my barrier. My divine authority was mathematically superior to their magic. I unleashed a blinding wave of pure supreme holy energy outward. The intense shockwave slammed heavily into the elite holy squad. They were violently thrown backward across the massive hallway. Their heavy metallic bodies smashed through the thick metal walls. System notification. Holy Vanguard unit has been completely destroyed at this moment, absorbing the remaining divine essence from the ruined hallway. Your paladin core is currently overflowing with pure raw power. Heavy blast doors slammed shut at the end of the long corridor. Thick layers of cosmic titanium completely blocked my direct path. Hiding behind heavy metal walls is a very predictable strategy. My assassin head erased my physical presence from reality now. I walked straight through the heavy titanium doors like a ghost. Intangibility makes all standard security completely useless. I materialized inside a massive glowing command center room now. Dozens of high-ranking synthetic generals stared at me in shock. They could not comprehend how I bypassed their absolute defense. My necromancer head released a silent wave of digital corruption. The advanced synthetic brains of the generals began to rot away. They collapsed onto the metallic floor without making a sound. System log. High command structure has been completely eliminated right now, extracting classified military data from their dead minds now. The path to the central dark matter reactor is fully exposed. I stepped over their lifeless metallic bodies with pure apathy. The main reactor room was located exactly 10 miles below me. Walking the entire distance would be an absolute waste of time. My space magic head tore a massive rift in the solid floor now. I dropped straight down into the swirling, chaotic spatial tunnel. Instant teleportation is the ultimate tactical advantage in war. I emerged directly inside the colossal central reactor chamber. A massive sphere of swirling dark matter floated in the center. The sheer gravitational pressure in this room was extremely high. The supreme overseer of the Dyson sphere floated near the core. He wore a massive heavy suit powered by a trapped black hole. His absolute power level was mathematically higher than the gods. System alert. Supreme cosmic entity detected in the local area. Target possesses absolute control over localized gravity fields, initiating maximum output for all 9 independent combat cores. The overseer pointed his heavy metal arm directly at my chest. A concentrated beam of pure gravitational force slammed into me. My warrior head manifested a heavy shield of pure kinetic energy. The gravitational beam crashed against my glowing heavy barrier. The sheer impact shattered the thick metallic walls around us. I did not take a single step backward during the heavy clash now. The overseer increased the power output of his black hole engine. The chamber began to collapse under the immense heavy weight now. He actually believed he could crush my body with pure gravity. My Earth head synchronized with his heavy gravitational pull now. I reversed the polarity of his central black hole core instantly. The Supreme Overseer lost control of his massive heavy mech suit. System notification. Enemy gravitational field has been hijacked. Target is currently experiencing severe internal kinetic damage. preparing the final multi-class execution protocol right now. My waterhead summoned a massive sphere of high-pressure fluid. The heavy liquid completely engulfed his massive mechanical suit. Extreme pressure from all sides began to crush his thick armor. He struggled uselessly against the overwhelming physical force. My lightning head fired a heavy bolt of pure cosmic energy now. The high-voltage current passed directly through the heavy water. The Supreme Overseer was electrocuted inside his heavy dark suit. His internal biological systems shut down from the massive shock. Technology is completely useless without a living physical pilot. System log. The Supreme Cosmic Overseer has been neutralized. Black hole engine is destabilizing at an incredibly rapid pace. Massive structural failure of the Dyson sphere is very imminent. I allowed my true Hydra form to manifest in the ruined room now. 9 colossal elemental heads shattered the thick metal ceiling. My absolute magical domains overlapped the dying space station. My central dragon head opened its massive jaws extremely wide now. I ate the heavy black hole engine in one single massive bite now. The absolute density of the dark matter flooded my primary core. System alert. Supermassive dark matter core has been completely consumed now. Your central dragon class has achieved pure cosmic singularity. Infinite energy reserves are permanently available for your use. The entire metallic Dyson sphere began to implode upon itself now. Billions of tons of thick titanium collapsed into the dark center. I floated silently in the dark vacuum as the heavy station fell. Total annihilation leaves absolutely no evidence of my arrival. My 9 cores absorbed the massive influx of pure cosmic power. I felt my physical vessel evolving into a higher state of being. System notification. Physical body evolution is completely finished at this moment. You are officially classified as a universal extinction event, scanning the surrounding cosmic sectors for new heavy targets. My space magic head detected a massive magical anomaly far ahead. A realm composed of pure chaotic astral energy was waiting nearby. I prepared my body for another massive interdimensional jump now. I shattered the fabric of the local universe with a simple punch. The pure kinetic force tore a massive glowing rift in the dark. I stepped calmly into the chaotic swirling tunnel of bright light.
This video and everything in it are completely fictional and original creations by Overpowering. The story is made only for storytelling and entertainment inside a fictional universe. It isn't meant to encourage violence, dangerous actions, or harmful behavior, and nothing in this video should be copied in real life. All characters shown in this work are fictional and are presented as 18 years old or older. This content is made only for entertainment and isn't intended to offend, attack, or harm any person, group, or organization. This channel is more than just entertainment. It's made to share deep ideas, powerful meanings, and valuable insights through stories that make you think and feel in a new way.